Ukraine crisis already paying dividends for Putin.
If there is one thing I learned at CIA, it's that the secret to unraveling what British Prime Minister Winston Churchill aptly described as the Russian riddle wrapped inside an enigma is deciphering what makes Vladimir Putin tick, or as his Russian comrades would say, literally, how does a person breathe? Let's consider the key questions first. Why did Putin choose this time deliberately to incite a crisis by menacingly deploying over 100,000 troops to Ukraine's border? What does he expect to gain, and what might he be risking? Trained in the art of cloak and dagger espionage, Putin served many years in the KGB before the collapse of the Soviet Union and was later director of Russia's internal security police, the FSB. His goal is to remain in power, and his tactics reflect those of a coldly calculating spy, who is exceptionally effective at ruthlessly exploiting his adversaries' vulnerabilities. Trained in the art of cloak and dagger espionage, Putin served many years in the KGB before the collapse of the Soviet Union and was later director of Russia's internal security police, the FSB. His goal is to remain in power, and his tactics reflect those of a coldly calculating spy, who is exceptionally effective at ruthlessly exploiting his adversaries' vulnerabilities. The Kremlin's chief adversary, to whom Putin and his coterie refer as the main enemy, is the United States. Putin believes the US-led NATO alliance is an existential threat to his regime, sick of NATO's ostensible military threat, which Putin purposely exaggerates, but because Western ideals of liberty, freedom, and democracy might spread to Russia and break Putin's iron grip on the Russian state. Ukraine is in Putin's crosshairs because nothing threatens Putin's regime more than a democratic, prosperous neighbor with a sizable Russian-speaking population and commitment to membership in the European Union and NATO. When the Biden administration stated its goal was to build a stable and predictable relationship with Russia, Putin saw a propitious opportunity to dial up the pressure on Ukraine and incite a crisis for which he alone is responsible. He might have concluded the Biden administration, which would not leave behind a few thousand troops to prevent Afghanistan from morphing into a terrorist state, was so preoccupied with its domestic agenda that it would be willing to make concessions on Ukraine. So Putin deliberately delivered the most unstable and unpredictable aggressive threats against Ukraine and is charging a hefty price to remove them. In the spirit of Soviet dictators under whom he served, Putin has made the most unrealistic demands with artificially imposed deadlines designed only to increase tension.